The second Richards Bay goal was an offside. We all saw it, but this should not be an excuse because we were 1-0 down even at that time and it did not look like we're going to score any goal at that point. But even if we go to that goal as an offside as it was, our players already know that the referees in this country are bad. So you cannot expect the referees to make the right decisions. If you look at that goal, when the shot is taken, Umiguel is on his heels. He's not anticipating that the ball might come back from the keeper and then the striker might finish it off. He just stops and then the goal is finished off. It's the same thing that happened when we were playing that other game. I even forgot who we were playing when we lost against SuperSport United. The ball was shot to the keeper. Our defense was just watching the ball as it bounced back, and then the striker of SuperSport United finished that goal off. So we're still making the same mistakes. If you go to the first goal, even let me not even go to the first goal first. Even the second goal, Simango, we all know this. The guy is right-footed who's on the ball. He's going to cut in and try to make a shot. Simango lets the guy cut into his right side and then he lets him take a shot. Aibo, make sure the guy, you push him to that other side. He doesn't do that. You get me? But out of all of these things and the mistakes that have been made, like the fact that the first goal that was scored is the same goal that we considered against Stellenbosch. So we considered two goals that we've considered before. Yes, I understand the second goal was an offside, but the first goal, it's the same goal we considered against Stellenbosch. Uvuma is just standing, stood and planted on his own goal. Umile Palin agapumi, but there's a cross right there. He can jump and claim that ball. Agapumi, he just stands in his goal, does nothing, free header, the goal goes over him. He was never going to do anything after the contact was made. It's in your box, it's within your area. Go out, be commanding. How many times are we going to say this? It's your area. Go out, be commanding. No, muntu magu goal line. Baso header and then we concede. We did the same thing with Stellenbosch. People are going to say, oh, but Matlo was pushed. No. Matlo was pushed, yes, in that goal. But what had happened is that someone had a free header in the box. And we didn't deal with it. Today, same thing. Free header in the box. No one does anything. Now let me move to Nabi. Because I can talk about the fact that, I'm still fully behind Nabi. I'm still fully behind Nabi. That must be clear. But I said this when the starting 11 came out. There was no need for Oximteto. There was just no need at all. You are playing against a team that is clearly going to sit and defend. Why do you need a defensive midfielder who's traditional, who's not going to help us in progressing the ball forward? A person who's only going to be useful when we are trying to stop the counters. But even the counters, when the first goal, in fact, it was Ox's fault. You remember what happened? Oximteto, he gets past the ball back to him. He could literally pass the ball to Vuma there on his right. He could get the ball to his right foot, switch the point of play. Instead, he tries to play the first touch that he always plays. And then the ball is back and now we're under pressure. Now we have to defend and now we concede a goal. So this mentality of thinking, oh, what happens if we have to defend is the same reason why we lost, because we were so defensive and we did not have creativity. Ucele tried everything that he could do, but he could not do anything. You know why? Because he was alone in midfield. We've been watching the previous games where Ngobo has been playing well with Ucele. Players were comfortable on the ball, both of them in midfield. But no, today the coach decided, nah, I've seen enough of these players who are comfortable on the ball. Let me play one who's comfortable on the ball and let me play the other who's not comfortable on the ball and see what happens. And you saw what happened. Nothing at all in our midfield. Dead. You get me? So we are dead in midfield. We're not doing anything, and we keep on trying to go wide with Ulilepo and Solomons, and it's the same result. If you go wide, the ball is to be crossed at some point, or the ball is to go back into the box at some point. And guess what happened? Whenever we try to cross, about Dove trying to cross, about Solomons trying to cross, whenever the ball goes there, that area is congested. So no matter what you try to do, you're not gonna get chances. You need to stretch them. You need someone who's going to find the passes between that defense when there is space. But since there was nothing that was happening anywhere else in the pitch, because we did not have enough creativity, Umshin can also shoot from outside the box, but leave the shooting outside the box. Let's talk about the creativity. Let's talk about forcing Richards Bay out of their shape, using Ucele no to pass the ball and force some people to come out of their positions and then create spaces. No, we take out Ungobo and it doesn't give us none of the 2 Oaks because he's not that player. There are games that 2 Oaks can play. There are games. Play against Pirates. You're going to need Oaks because you're thinking you are playing against a team that's slightly better than you. Play against Sundowns. You're going to need Oaks because you think it's a game like that. Or in fact, you are in your final minutes and you need to be solid. You need to defend. You can need Oaks in games like that, but not in games like this. Coach we think maybe first half he's going to look at what the team is happening, give the players 15 minutes and make changes. And when he makes changes, guess who he leaves on the area in the ground in the field of play? Dupree is not taken off. Yet he was not anywhere to be seen. You understand? I'm not saying it was bad. It's just not his game. Dupree, when you deprive him of space, he's not gonna do anything. There was no space, yet we kept him. Ulilep was not doing anything out wide. Instead of trying to play him centrally earlier on, that is not done. And he was just not in the game, yet he's kept in the game. Shabalala was not in the game. Instead of being taken off, he stays in the game. You have Ungobo in the bench. Bring him on for Shabalala. You have Mfundo Vilakazi. He is very good when coming off the bench. Bring him on for Lilepo. You have Uduba on the bench. Bring him on for Dupree. Or if you are scared, okay, fine. We don't think who's this Uduba is ready. Fine. Don't bring on Uduba yet. Fine. Bring on Castillo and then take off Ox, obviously. Bring on Ungobo and take off Shabalala. Bring on Mfundo Vilakazi, take Ulilepo and play him as a 9. Take off Dupree. Now all of a sudden you have a target man in the box because you want to play crosses. Now you have Mfundo Vilakazi on the other side. Upule Modi is one player that you just don't want to take off because at least when he's still playing, there is still some aggression when we're off the ball. There's also a lot of him assisting at the back, but there's also him trying to take players on. But if you have Lilepo for the rest of the game and you see that is not giving you anything, then play him as a striker because you don't have a target man that you can trust because Uduba wasn't ready to play him as early as the 60th minute. The coach just tanked the place in every way possible. Okay, fine. He's made a sub. Now, unfortunately, Cele gets injured. The coach brings on Umarte. Uzokwenza Umarte Kemin. Seguno Castillo already who's going to play that defensive role. Bring on Ungobo who's going to stay there because Castillo makes late runs into the box and is not going to be of much help defensively. Fine, Ungobo can still sit. We saw him sitting in that game that we played against Makis and we won that game. Today we are just defensive, yet we are playing against a team that was definitely going to be defensive. But not about defensive. And then they saw that actually these ones are not that much of a threat. So second half when the game starts, they are coming after us. So instead of putting more pressure on them, we take off Abu Mood. The one of the few players who could actually do something in this game. And then we move on to the players. You see, when I talked earlier on about Inacio just ball watching, the ball bounces and then it comes back and then Mbutuma finishes off. We make all of these strikers look like Abo Prime Ronaldo. You have a time there was a shot that was taken. You have a Kaizer Chiefs player just waiting. The keeper spills the ball. No one is anticipating that the ball is gonna be spilled by the keeper. We just ball watch. Use your brains. Dupree is marked by 2 tall players who are much taller than him. Dupree is a very short player, one of the shortest strikers. Yet about Dove basafuna ukumshayela cross. Mthetho kune space, instead of turning into space bafuna ukukhahlela ibhola all the time. Use your brain. Use your brain. Anamhlanje lamajita vele mina ngixakile. Namhlanje lamajita lana ngixakile bangenzele nje into engayazi engakaze ngayibona, and ucoach naye did not help his case today. He just didn't. Ngifuna ukuthi if you enjoyed the video, but what's to enjoy? But anyways, like the video, subscribe. Bye bye. Ngicikekile namhlanje.